What up? Welcome to episode 45. 45 episodes, Greg.
Ooh, we made it.
What are we going to do for our 50th episode?
The big 50, huh? I don't know. We better get a big guest for it. Maybe a governor candidate?
Yeah, dude. Maybe we get Ravnsborg on again. I heard he got impeached. He got impeached, right? Yeah.
Well, no, you got to wait on the Senate now, so.
Okay.
Adam's here.
Uh-oh. Troublemaker.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, tonight's episode, we wanted to cover, we got the Libertarian Party of South Dakota's State Convention coming up on Saturday in Chamberlain / Oklahoma. Starts at 1 p.m. Doors open at 11:30. Credentialing starts at noon. For anyone that doesn't know what that is, basically we're checking your ID, making sure you're a registered libertarian. No infiltrators. No infiltrators. But yeah, it's going to be a big one, I hope. There seems to be quite a bit of excitement for it. Sorry.
Yep, it's going to be fun. We're going to nominate a candidate to go against Kristi Noem, hopefully. And who else is running? John Thune. So we got to get someone to go against him.
Yeah, so I talked to a lady
Johnson,
who says she's coming, wants to run against Thune. We'll see. We'll see what her speech is like, huh? We'll see if she earns our vote.
Do we know if Dusty Johnson is going to be a 1-versus-1 again this year?
So it looks like Dusty Johnson is the U.S. House race is going to be a one-on-one race if we can put a candidate in there. The Democrats did not get enough signatures to have a candidate on the ballot. They had a candidate. We haven't done a show in a while. We could have covered this in a previous episode. But they had a candidate who was running for Senate, and apparently he had some like nasty tweets about Kristi Noem that surfaced. And so he bowed out of the race. Well, when he bowed out of the race, I mean, there was only a couple weeks left to gather signatures, and that's pretty impossible to do. So, but we won't know 100% because the independents technically have until April 26th to gather signatures, and our convention is April 23rd. So it is possible that a candidate could come in last minute at the on the independent side. However, that's almost unlikely too, because they would need like 37 or 3,300 signatures to even get on the ballot. And they only, I've seen a couple people announce that they're going to try to run for that independent, but they announced within the last week or so, and they basically had less than a month to get over 3,000 signatures. So I don't know if that'll happen.
What were the tweets that guy was sending? God, I should get that on standby. The Democrat that dropped out. I'm gonna look for it real quick.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think maybe it was something like one of them insinuated like having sex with her or something.
I know,
maybe
that's why I wanted.
Yeah.
Here we go. I got a news article. Let's just let's relish in the failure of the Democratic Party of South Dakota for a second here. Oh, it's gonna make me pay. All right, never mind. Here we go. South Dakota Democratic Party asked Ryan Ryder to withdraw his candidacy for U.S. House of Representatives. The South Dakota Democratic Party has determined it is not appropriate for Mr. Ryder to continue in this race and requested that he end his candidacy, which he has agreed to, says Executive Director Burke Irmatrot.
I guess I didn't know they asked him to.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Let's see if they... Oh, they don't show the tweets.
You got to go to some place like Parler or something like that. To
Yeah,
get that kind of
we got to go to the stuff Brownsburg watches, like these local South Dakota blogs. Here we go. Uh-oh. One wishing January 6th rioters had gotten their hands on the Republican congressman, and a third alerting... Uh-oh. A third alluding into his masturbating to a photo of Governor Kristi Noem. Woo! And there's a little link here. Let's click on it. Uh-oh. I'm just hoping the tweet's at the bottom here. Yeah, so he dropped out because he said he wants to masturbate to Kristi Noem, which, you know, it's... You get that a lot with libertarians, sadly, too. Not in-state libertarians, out-of-state libertarians, because they don't understand Twitter nor what she's done to the state, but yeah.
Well, Twitter's all about those one-liners and those hot takes and things like that anyway, so it's just kind of a, I don't know, I really don't do a whole lot on Twitter myself, but
yeah. I guess I can't find the tweet, but whatever. You can look it up on Twitter yourself. I heard Elon Musk is trying to buy Twitter. I guess everybody's heard about that. That's old news now. But I guess the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia said they're against it.
Yeah, you got to do what the kingdom says. Otherwise, gas prices rise, and you don't want that.
I didn't even know the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia owned Twitter. That kind of explains a lot.
I'm waiting for the Democrats to boycott Saudi Arabia because they still kill, gay people over there. They're guilty of all kinds of human rights abuses, and it's like nobody cares.
They literally tricked a Washington Post journalist to go to an embassy in Turkey, and then they literally tortured the guy to death at that embassy. Everybody knew about it, but still, you don't hear a big thing about Twitter saying, you torture a journalist. Maybe we don't want you to be shareholders of this company. But no, yeah. Elon Musk wants to be the owner.
Someone should do an experiment and start bad-mouthing the Saudi kingdom all over Twitter and see if it gets you censored.
Yeah, I bet it would, man. And it's just like, man, pretty bad morals. And then we're giving them all these weapons to bomb Yemen, but everybody's like, I used to stand with Ukraine, but no one stands with Yemen. It's like, damn. Clown world, man. Clown world.
All right, well, back to the topic at hand. Libertarian Party State Convention. We had some new guest speakers come about recently in the last couple weeks. We had Ned Horston. Not Horston. Ned Horsted. Sorry about that, Ned. He's been a previous guest on the show before, but he's been actively involved in cannabis legalization for the last few years. He's with a group now called the Cannabis Industry Association of South Dakota, which is a terrible acronym, by the way. It's CIASD. So it does not inspire. That name does not inspire confidence.
Sus.
It's sus. It's
basically run by a bunch of birds, huh?
But no, Ned's a good guy. He's going to come give us a speech. He said he wanted to talk about something a little bit different than your normal just marijuana speech, but he will talk about that too. So look forward to hearing what he's got to say. And then another guest speaker on the same kind of topic. That Matthew Schweik, I think is how you pronounce his last name. He's like the campaign director for South Dakotans for better marijuana laws, and they're the ones that ran the petitions 2 years ago to put Amendment A on the ballot. That eventually won, but then got overturned. They're back again this year with a new. It's not an amendment; it's just a ballot measure. So they needed a lot less signatures, but they are struggling right now. And last I heard, they still need a couple thousand signatures, and the deadline is in like 2 weeks. So anyone listening, if you haven't signed those petitions, you need to get out and do it. So anyway, he's coming, giving us a little speech about what they've been up to and about their petition drive. And then he also wanted to be involved. Our other guest speaker, the main guest speaker, everyone out there, you know her, you love her. She's been a frequent guest of the show. Lisa Marie Nolan. She's the Deputy State Director for Americans for Prosperity, South Dakota. She was our keynote speaker already. And she had some things she was going to go over, but one of the things is I don't know what you want to call it. It's a ballot measure, so to speak, but it's on the primary ballot coming up in June. It's like they've titled it the Taxpayer Protection Plan. It's basically a bill. If passed, it would make it so that you'd need like 60% of the vote to increase taxes by certain amounts, etc. But anyway, she was coming anyways, and then this Matthew Schweik seemed really excited to debate that issue because he is against that measure amendment. It's called Amendment C. He's against that measure. Lisa Marie Nolan, speaking for Americans for Prosperity, they've been pushing that measure, and so we're going to have a forum discussion, not really a debate, but more of a discussion, with each side presenting their position on the issue. And then after that's done, she'll give her keynote speech to the rest of us. So that'll be interesting. We've got a little bit of press coverage about that already. People that are interested in hearing about Amendment C. I actually didn't realize there was quite the opposition to that issue that there is, really. I mean, it kind of, from a libertarian standpoint, it's like, yeah, I don't really want 50 plus 1% of the voting public to be able to raise my taxes. So, on that point, I can see where it's a good thing.
I guess I'm just petty. I would say my petty gripe with it is that it talks about spending $50 million over 5 years or raising taxes. So me being petty, it's like, okay, well, you killed Amendment A because it had 2 subjects. So, and the people who brought this bill were Republicans who killed Amendment A. So, that's definitely 2 subjects if you're talking about taxation and spending.
Yeah, you actually brought up a good point too about the 2 subjects. Is I believe the people that have kind of been funding that South Dakotans for Better Marijuana Laws, and part of the reason this Matt probably really wants to speak against it is because they actually have a lawsuit that they're trying to get heard real quick that says that this bill can't go forward, that this bill is multiple subjects.
They're going to file a lawsuit before the election?
They already did file a lawsuit.
Wow.
But supposedly,
crazy. Why did they do that for Amendment A?
I don't know. Well, because it's the state. They didn't care. They'll do it afterwards, get your hopes up. But So they've also alleged that the state is actually dragging their feet on hearing that lawsuit to prevent that amendment. So, well, I'm sure we'll hear all about it. I'm no expert. So yeah, just another reason to come to convention and hear all about that, because that vote's coming up, like I said, in June. So,
Chris German says, "Where is the petition drive? Are we gonna have some petitions at the convention?"
yeah, there'll be petitions at the convention. But for him, if he's in Sioux Falls,
Yeah, just check out this page, South Dakotans for
yeah,
Better Marijuana Laws, and they're always posting about where they're having a signing event, like today in Wall, Rapid City.
they have an office in Sioux Falls, so you
They
can
had
go
one in
there.
Canton on April 15th, I think, a couple of days ago. I signed one at the Libertarian Party gathering.
Woo! The gathering of Devin and
The
I.
big yeah. So but yeah, check out South Dakotans for Better Marijuana Laws on Facebook. And oh, here we go. Petition signing locations. So I'm not sure where you are, Chris. I think you are. Did you say he's from Sioux Falls?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, here we go. Here's all the places in Sioux Falls you can sign. You can sign at Common Sense, Vape Pen Sales, Campaign. The Campaign H headquarters is on the corner of, I think, Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota and 18th Street.
I posted their website too.
The Uppercut, Ken's Corner. I'm not seeing anything else in Sioux Falls. And if you're like, just in case you're, I don't know if there's anywhere else down here. Oh, there's a bunch of places down by you, Greg.
Yeah.
You can sign at the Tobacco and Vapor in Vermilion. Whiny Maze Salon. The Flames. Did I say that one already? Yeah, Flames, Tobacco, and Vapor. I don't think anybody listening is from Elk Point, but
We used to have a listener that Jeremy Harkness was from there, but
okay.
I don't know if he's
Well,
still
just in
listening.
case he's banned or something. There's this plot split. Elk Point. It didn't really say where it is in Elk Point. Somewhere in the middle of town.
Oh.
By the Glen Bose Taxidermy Building. But anyways, there's all the places you can sign. I don't know. Should we go through Rapid City?
If you want. They need all the help they can get. Sign that petition.
Yeah.
They're like
It's gonna look
a couple thousand signatures short, like I said.
Yeah, it's gonna look bad if they don't get the signatures. It's gonna make the Republicans look like they were right about. So the head shop, how to grow, Hemporium Boutique, Nutritious Shop, Black Hills Cultivato, whatever. Noctilucent 9. Those are all the places in Rapid City. Man, they got some weird names out there.
What about Watertown, Adam says? Huh?
Oh, Watertown. Yeah, we better hit up them. Smoke Solutions. That's your only option.
That's Schoenbach country. They don't sign petitions up there. In fact, I specifically remember Watertown having anti-marijuana billboards up during the election. Remember that? Because we stayed there that night.
Yeah.
And it's like, shit, come on. It's for shame, Watertown.
But yeah, if you want to check this map out, go to South Dakotans for Better Marijuana Laws Facebook page, and there's a link there. And they've got a signing place in Pierre, Aberdeen, Huron, Mitchell, Chamberlain. Oh, they've got one in Chamberlain. So that'll be convenient. If you come to the convention, we'll get you signed. Mobridge has one. Sturgis has a bunch too. Yankton, Brookings. That's about it.
I think they'll probably get it because I've seen some people that are kind of involved or with that. and I've seen him make posts about if anybody's looking for side work for the next couple weeks type of deal. So it's possible that they're paying petitioners again. If they are, I think they will.
I didn't realize I didn't have the map up when I was talking about it the whole time. My bad. I'll just leave it up. We can talk for a little bit. I named it all off. This is a podcast anyway, so it's for listeners more than viewers. Obviously,
Right.
by the way I look right now.
It's for the millions listening at home.
Let me collapse this. There we go. So yeah, we've got the speakers. We got free taquitos.
Candidates, we nominate candidates this time. Here, let me pull up wherever it went quick. I'll pull up our website. We'll go through the list real quick of all the positions that we were able to nominate candidates for at our convention. South Dakota Party, we won a lawsuit in 2018 that allows us to nominate candidates, legislative candidates at our convention outside the normal few that you could do. So anyway, this year, we'll go from the top to the bottom. We can nominate a governor, lieutenant governor, U.S. Senate, U.S. House, Public Utilities Commissioner, Attorney General. So if you want to run against Ravnsborg, because if he somehow miraculously wins this POS is running for re-election, so he's actually being primaried. So if he wins the primary, or how does it? Maybe that is Attorney General done at this. I think Attorney General might be done at the state convention. But anyway, either way, he's got an opponent in that race, but he's actually running again. So if he miraculously won that at the
That's
Republican,
gonna be fun to watch. If like Ravnsborg shows up at the Republican convention, that's really bad choices for Republicans. Honestly, if you're a Republican, I feel bad for you. You're gonna choose between Mari Jackley, the guy who defended the guy Denny Sanford, who had child porn on his computer, the billionaire. Also, Marley Jackley was Attorney General when all the scandals happened in South Dakota back during his term during the Doggard years. The EB5 scandal, that what was that one scandal with that meat plant? I forgot. That was EB5. Yeah.
Yeah, there was like a rape scandal.
Then you got Gear Up, yeah, and then
the DCI was sexually harassing somebody. Yeah, they lost a lawsuit to that.
Jackley turned a blind eye to sexual harassment in the department he was supposed to be managing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got him, or you got Ravnsborg, who ran somebody over and is too proud to admit he did anything wrong. And now you've got the state highway patrol coming out against him, but they didn't say anything, before till like just recently. So it's kind of like, wow, thanks guys. So, but now they're saying he walked by the body. His cell phone GPS showed him walking past the body with the flashlight still on. Which means the sheriff also walked by the body. But the sheriff died of old age, supposedly. So now the highway patrol is coming out against Ravnsborg now that they don't have to worry about the sheriff getting thrown under the bus too. What a cluster, man. So those are your two options. I don't know if I hope somebody with a law degree comes and runs as Libertarian, because you need a law degree for that position.
See, I didn't even think he did, because I swear Bob Newlands ran for Attorney General. And he's not a lawyer.
Maybe I'm wrong.
To my knowledge, but I could be wrong.
Maybe it's a new regulation they added to keep Bob from running again.
Yeah, those bastards. So anyway, yeah, Attorney General, if you want to run against Rounsberg or the other guy. Jeez. Anyway, Secretary of State, the state auditor, the commissioner on school and public lands, which is a
That'd be
very
a good one. That'd be a good one for a libertarian to run for, I think. I think it'd be better than Puck just because
yeah, you just sell everything.
it's
Commissioner
like,
on school
yeah.
public lands. It's like everything's for sale. Half off. 50-year lease on public lands.
Yeah.
And then after that, those are all the statewide offices. But then after that, we can nominate candidates for the state house, or we can nominate candidates for the state senate. And I actually wrote an article like a week or two ago on hedgehogwatchdog.com, and it was accurate at the time. So unless an independent or something has snuck in since then, it's still pretty accurate. But in that article, it talks about all the races that are unopposed, currently unopposed in South Dakota, and it's something like 25 Senate seats are currently unopposed, and like I don't know, 6 to 10, I can't remember exactly, House races are currently unopposed. And so kind of like Princess Leia, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Libertarians and independents, it's up to us because the filing deadline has passed. So there's a ton of opportunities to run for office this year in two-way races.
Let's get that on screen here and read these districts off. If you live in any of these districts and you've been curious about running, you want to run in a one-on-one versus Republicans, you don't really, so you have, I don't know, is it fair to say 50% odds for that?
Yeah.
Better
They're good
odds
odds.
than better odds than one out of, I don't know. Well, I guess every district's different for house races. Usually there's a bunch of people running for those though.
Well, you'll never get a better return on your investment. Yeah. As far as a lot of times when you run for office by the time you're done, they you try to figure out how much did it cost you per vote. And I tell you what, yeah, that's what I mean. You'll never get a better return on your investment if you're running in one of these two-way races.
Yeah, if anything, you want to run to force the Republicans to have to spend money on these races. You don't want them just to be able to stack up more money. Look how many of these are. Senate.
That's a lot.
And these are all one-on-ones, right, Greg?
Yeah.
So Senate District 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 17, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 28, 29, 30, 31, 33, 34, and 35 are all unopposed. That's insane. That's literally almost all the districts are unopposed except for like 4 or 5.
Yeah. I had no intentions of running for office again this year, but one of those districts is my district, District 17. I've been trying to reach out to a couple people that I know in the district, trying to shake out a candidate last minute if possible. I'd like to have one.
It looks like there's house districts that are unopposed too, huh?
Yeah, not as many, but
so 6, 8, 13, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 28B, 29, and 31 are all unopposed house districts too.
Yeah.
Wow. This is going to be a boring ass election that it's like, holy cow. But good for if you're a libertarian, because you, like we said, you can get put on the ballot at our convention in Chamberlain.
Adam Jewell was asking who's running in District 5. I mean, I guess I'm not doing anything. I can look quick. SDSOS.gov. That's your go-to if you want to know who's real-time up to date on candidate. Click the candidate list button. SDSOS.gov. What did you say? District 5? So the Senate race has. Oh wait, no. There's only 2. So isn't that on the list? Anyway, yeah. There's 2 state senators running for District 5, but they're both Republicans, so that means there will only be one candidate on the ballot on the November ballot. As far as the House race goes, in District 5, there's actually 3 candidates. So you have 2 Republicans and 1 Democrat. There's 2 seats available, so technically, the Dems could have ran another candidate in that race. But yeah, so District 5 is not going to have a challenger unless Adam Jewell steps up to the plate. Get that bat out. Swing, batter. I mean, unless you're running for lieutenant governor. I've heard rumors. The Republican lives. Yeah.
The Republican lives like 3 doors away from me.
You can throw eggs at his house in the middle
Thanks
of
for
the
letting
night.
us know that information, Adam. We'll look out for you.
Put a yard sign in his yard.
This is for Adam Jewell. Who lives 3 houses down from you? Throw eggs, toilet paper up in the trees.
Yep.
Well, that didn't stop you from getting nominated the last 2 times, Adam. So
I think that's why Gideon's avoiding convention this year. He's like, I ain't
coming.
He's like, I ain't coming. Don't fucking message me. Don't text me. Don't. No.
Oh shit! I thought you were serious for a second. I was like, dude, must be burning. Must be worried we're gonna burn a flag there or something.
No, I don't know if he's coming or not. I know he doesn't want to run for anything though. But as per usual, his district is going to be unopposed. I think if there isn't another candidate. I mean, yeah, he was our great white hope last time. He got like 29% of the vote. He did good. Unfortunately, the voters in South Dakota just seem to be kind of partisan, in my opinion, and they vote based on party lines. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, now Adam's not even coming to convention? Oh. See, I told you that's the plan. It's like, I don't want to get nominated for nothing, so I just can't even show up. That's what I'm going to do when I don't want to serve on the XCOM anymore. It's like, oh, sorry, you guys can't make it to this convention.
Man, that's bull. We got all this food lined up because we knew Adam was going to be there, but now he's not even going to be there. Right. Wow.
Told him to make the taquitos as least spicy as possible because Adam couldn't handle it.
Wow, we all love spice in the Libertarian Party, so that's just I can't even talk about it, dude. I'm so upset.
Told him to make it bland. Bland and easy to chew. Adam Jewell's coming.
Oh my God. Adam Jewell, why don't you come on the podcast with us real quick? Since you're not
yeah. What the?
Man, you like some of our biggest episodes are with you on the podcast, and then you just don't ever come on anymore. We can't even do shows every week because you won't come on. Basically, right. It's like, what's the point?
You were like 40% of our guest lineup, and then just nothing.
Yeah, like you're letting us down. It's like, man. Now we got to eat all these taquitos by ourselves somehow. I don't know how that's going to work. No motivation to podcast.
You want to give him a link or what?
Oh, yeah. I'll do that. We'll see if he comes on. I'm betting he won't because he's kind of scared to come on, I think.
So we got one other candidate I'll mention real quick, but he isn't going to be nominated at convention. But our previous 2020 U.S. House candidate, Randy Uriah Llewellyn from Hot Springs, he is running for mayor of Hot Springs this year. His election date is in June.
Mhm.
A little disappointed. I was at first. I was when I heard there might be a one-on-one race for U.S. House. I was kind of like, let's have a redo. Let's just bring it back. And he did pretty good in 2020. Won a couple counties out west, actually, or a couple districts out west, actually.
Yeah, he did a tour across South Dakota, so he put a lot of effort in.
Yeah.
It was a COVID year, though. That was the year of COVID, so that was pretty much just like a bunk election cycle. And unless a lot of libertarians run this year, it's going to be a bunk election cycle this year, too, because it's just like what you're either going to get a Republican to vote for or nobody. And that's that. Unless libertarians step up to the plate and get something done. But I'm thinking, I don't know, from the vibes I'm getting, this might be one of the biggest conventions we have had since I've been around. Like, I guess I showed up to my first convention in 2018. Oh my God. I didn't actually think he was going to join us, Greg. What are we going to do?
Mr. Atlantis himself.
All right. Well, remember, this is a family show, Adam. This is a family show.
Oh, hey, buddies.
The hedgehog.
I said hi,
buddies. Not coming to convention.
Oh, hello.
What are you not going to say hi to me or what?
Hey.
I'm just still in shock. Yeah, you're not coming to convention. It's like,
I'll be tuned in. I will be with you in spirit, my friends.
All right. Well, we're live streaming it on Facebook and YouTube. I expect you to watch the whole thing, 6 hours.
Stop. The whole convention should stop, and then we should wait for Adam to comment on the Facebook post just to make sure he's still watching. And we'll wait until he comments.
Devin had a good idea the other day about convention. He brought up doing a drinking game, so maybe the viewers at home can participate in a drinking game. Yeah,
I'll have my white.
Do you want to hear the rules? All right. Every time CJ Abernathy says "Mr. Chair," you gotta take a shot. That's the game.
Oh, I don't know if I have hard liquor.
No. Well, you gotta drink 2 White Claws.
Wait.
Shot of White Claw. He's gonna say it a lot.
This happened to be within reach, actually.
Nice.
Back with the lies as usual already.
I forgot that we had liquor in our basement.
Just right in front of him. I forgot we had liquor. So, Adam, who are you going to be supporting for your race since you're not running?
I honestly don't know who the other... Because when you guys were saying that someone's primarying Schoenbeck?
Well, so there are 2. I thought I got it written, or I got it listed here, didn't I? Yeah, so there's 2 Republicans running for state senate. Some Lee Schoenbeck and then Colin Allen Paulson.
Okay, yeah, I've never even heard of that guy. So,
but hey, I know where Adam lives now because I can see Schoenbeck's address.
No, I don't live by Schoenbeck. I live by one of the representatives.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, one of the representatives lives just a few blocks north of my house.
Awkward.
I'm pretty sure my dogs ran into his yard before.
Yeah, that's very South Dakota for you. I ran into my house rep at Walmart the other day.
Aaron?
Yeah. He's running again for U.S. House, I think. I don't know if he said of U.S. House, but he said he's running again. I'm assuming.
Yeah, State House. Yeah, he's running for State House.
See, the thing I was questioning with District 5 is if Hugh Bartles and Nancy York are running again, because can't you only run 2 terms at a time?
Yeah, but then you can switch to Senate and run.
Yeah.
So maybe they're running for
but they
Senate.
this would be their second.
Who was the first name? The Bartles is running again. Yeah.
Yeah, him and Nancy York. And I thought
No.
they were just.
There's no Nancy York on the ballot.
So maybe she's done?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe there's an open house seat. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing about my district too is so the guy that was in there is no longer running. I'm guessing he probably term limited, but he's not even running for House. But so then there's a gal that had won a House seat in 2020, and she's running for Senate now, abandoning that House position.
Right.
But she's the only one running for Senate here, so I don't know. I want to feel what it's like to get those Adam Jewell numbers on my election night.
Pretty sure I still lost, so they weren't phenomenal numbers.
Fuck, yeah, 20% is a good number.
21%.
Yeah, 21.
Don't want to short you. I got 5.
Yeah, I don't even think
you had the most votes out of anybody, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna brag about that. Well, wait, wasn't it Uriah?
Yeah, Uriah probably.
No. Oh yeah, Uriah. Damn. So I got number 2. Whatever. Just like the chair race, number 2.
Yeah, you said something about like you had the most out. I can't remember. I'd have to.
Most have it 3 away.
Yeah, most in that rate for public utilities commissioner ever or something maybe.
Second or third most. I think I was like 500 votes short of the most votes.
Well, I did terrible last time. I don't even remember, but because it was a 3-way race, like it was, I got like 500 votes. Like it wasn't even, I don't even remember the percentage, but it wasn't good, So I wasn't going to run again. I still technically would rather find somebody else, but if it's a 2-way race.
This seems to be like the year to do it. I mean, we got a full ass bank account this year. Like it's like 3 times more than it was last election. So it's like there's actually maybe some money that we can give out to people, more than $100.
Yeah. Hey, I tell you what though, $100 donations were super helpful. I mean, I didn't realize when I was running how much some of those costs add up when you're trying to get materials out to people and stuff. Like getting yard signs was crazy to try to get enough money because you have to buy a certain quantity, and so that costs a certain amount. And so I mean you're spending a few $100, with that alone. So I mean, yeah, $100 was pretty sweet regardless.
You got any more tips for anybody running for state Congress or state legislator? Be nice and civil to your opponent so you don't look like a D-bag.
Yeah. Be nice and civil. I went up against a guy that's pretty notorious for, not holding back against some people, and he was pretty nice to me the whole time. So I count that as either he didn't think.
Well, he lives 3 doors down from you. You can't be mean.
Not that one.
Oh.
I have been to his house and took some pumpkins from his yard, though. I did do that. So.
Is that theft, Greg?
Sounds like it.
No, I had his permission.
Nap violation.
Nap violator.
He gave me permission.
Well, hey, so one thing I want to show quick. I was gonna show this. So we're gonna do a live auction after the event, and we got these.
If he just has a picture of himself, I'm definitely not gonna go.
Now we got these cool things. We got them free. Well, took them to Freedom Fest. Got them signed by a bunch of libertarians at Freedom Fest. We should have 2 of them actually for sale. There's one with Mount Rushmore, and then there's one with Crazy Horse. And real quick, I'll just run down the list of people that signed it. Larry Sharp, or here, I got the list on my computer. Actually, I'll put that down. So Larry Sharpe, he's the current candidate for governor in New York. Spike Cohen, he was the 2020 VP candidate. J.P. Sears, he's a comedian. Christopher Thrasher, he's a political activist involved with the Libertarian Party. Daniel Fishman, he's I don't remember his title, but he works for People for Liberty. Tyler Harris, LP Executive Director. Whitney Bailu, LNC Chair. Jeff Hewitt, Riverside County Board of Supervisors. Nick Sarwark, former LNC Chair. Angela McCardle, candidate for LNC Chair. Apollo Pazel, he's a political consultant. Roger Roots, attorney and activist. And Rocket Star, he was a creator of a libertarian rock opera. It's called Death of a Rock Star. Anyway, so yeah, whole bunch of signatures on there. Hey, I was going to mention this to you, Devin, because when I was kind of looking up people, dude, that Roger Roots, we had him on the show once before. He's been on Coast to Coast before. In like 2012, he was on Coast to Coast. I don't know if anyone listens to that show, but it's like an AM radio show that's been on the radio for like 30 years. Yeah.
Adam telling me about it. He's like the biggest fan of that show.
Coast to Coast?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I remember actually listened to a whole episode of it, but I do like some of the stuff that comes out of it. Yeah.
I remember listening to it once, and they started talking about mermaids and stuff and how mermaids are real. They had some guy on that was just adamant about mermaids being real. What do you think about that, Adam? You're about underwater.
Yeah, the aquatic ape theory.
You think there's mermaids down there?
I mean, there's only one way to find out, and that's by being down there. And
apparently, Christopher Columbus wrote in his captain's log that they saw mermaids. So, I mean, that's all the proof you really need right there.
Here's the one thing I'll say about it. I mean, I don't actually believe mermaids are real. However, I do think it's pretty silly when people are like a few hundred years later after, reading what Christopher Columbus says. He's like, oh, yeah, he saw a manatee. That's what he saw. I'm pretty sure he would have known the difference between like, hey, that's a big old fish.
I was going to say that. Like, how do you confuse the freaking manatee with yeah.
I'm just saying it's disrespectful towards women if that's what he was thinking. It's just like, oh yeah, that's a dead ringer for some lady I knew back home. It's like, no, that's a manatee.
Yo. Sorry.
What about Atlantis? Is Atlantis real?
I doubt it.
They wouldn't even talk about it on the show. Oh wait, they did. They did talk about it.
You ever one, I'm not a real big believer in psychics and stuff like that. However, I do love like watching stupid videos about mysterious crap all the time. Even though it's kind of there's not much evidence if you're being honest, but so one thing I kind of did read a book about is I don't know, I mean it's plausible to me, but so have you ever heard of Edgar Cayce?
Yeah.
So he's a famous American psychic or medium or whatever, but he's from like the early 1900s. His family now there's even like a Edgar Cayce Foundation and museum and stuff. And anyway, this guy used to do he used to go into like trances and he would do like these readings and stuff. And one of his specialties was telling you about like past lives and stuff. And so he was actually really big into Atlantis. And kind of their thing was, or what they kind of said was, and I kind of actually believe this in the sense that like civilization's been here before. Like this ain't the first time we've been technology advanced, I mean, they've been dating ruins and stuff to like 10,000 BC and and stuff like that. And but anyway, yeah. So that Edgar Casey did a lot of stuff on Atlantis and supposedly past lives and Americans, and he actually said Atlantis was over here, like America. But anyways,
maybe it's Cuba. Maybe like people just got it all super mixed up, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, it's definitely somewhere in Havana and stuff."
And then it went full blown communist, and there went Atlanta or Atlantis.
Maybe it should have sank.
Yeah, there's this place called the Eye of Sahara. I saw there's a show called Bright Insight on YouTube. So obviously that is where I'm getting my information.
What's that conspiracy podcast? I gotta write this down.
It's called Bright Insight.
There's one I listen to at work a lot called Mysterious Universe. They always talk about stuff like that. It's really good. It's like two Australian guys, but yeah, it's always like super far out there stuff, and I mean they acknowledge that it's super weird stuff, but it's interesting to listen because it's like, oh yeah, this guy thinks he was abducted by aliens and he was gone for 100 years and bred with all these alien women and all that stuff. And then he came back and like only 15 minutes passed. I'm like, all right, it's a bit much. But it's fun to listen to.
Yeah, I think it was easier to believe in that stuff before, like, modern day, cameras everywhere type of thing. Like, that's my thing with Bigfoot. It's like, I want to believe in Bigfoot because, honestly, there's millions of acres of dense forest that hardly anyone's ever probably even been to or rarely goes to or whatever, Right. But it's kind of like, man, there's millions of hunters out there putting up game cams too, and trail cams and everything else. Like, at this point, I think you would randomly, like Devin's cat's eyes in the background, you can barely see them. Or no,
I've always wanted to find like one of my friends' trail cams, like for when they're like deer hunting and stuff. Find out where it's at, and then like sometime in the middle of the night, just walk by in my underwear and just long enough till they get one still of me like standing there. I'm like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody realized it, but there's a Bigfoot South Dakota
I follow it.
Facebook page I just joined. And they have
we gotta get that guy on our show one time.
There used to be, I'm sure it's still out there. There used to be a website, BFRO.org or .net, like it's a Bigfoot research organization, and you would be able to go by state and then by county of like eyewitness reports, and like Corson County used to have quite a few, like up like on the north side of the state, right in the middle. They used to have I don't know. There was some there.
Questioning the origins of humanity in ancient civilizations was acceptable before World War II, says Cole William Sampson. I don't know. Look at that picture, man. Does that look like a foot to you guys?
I love how like they're just like, well, if we put the markings on it, now you can see it.
There's a lot of shows like that where they'll be showing something and they're like, do you see it, guys? And it's like, no, I don't see what you're talking about at all.
It's just like the ghost shows where they say they have like recordings of them saying something, and you just hear and like see it saying, come hit me. It's like, no, it's not.
My wife loves watching those shows. I actually kind of make fun of them. Your ghost shows.
I love how your guys' show turned from who's going to be at convention and who's nominating what to be like, hey, is Bigfoot real or isn't he?
Yeah, we got to mix in interesting stuff with the party news.
Yeah. Business in the front, party in the back.
Politics in the front, Bigfoot in the rear.
Yeah. Well, those are the questions that people want to know.
Yeah.
It's not about what you would do if, with public education funding.
Maybe that's what we need a campaign on. Be like, listen, if you elect me governor, I will disclose any and all Bigfoot files in the state of South Dakota.
Day one as governor, UFO research facility open at USD tomorrow. Bigfoot research, we're giving that to SDSU. tomorrow.
Ow! 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 What are you doing?
Oh my god.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I like that. That's actually a good campaign strategy, I think. I think you get more than 21% if you did that, just because people would be.
I don't know.
Well, you could just blame it on the Vermin Supreme route. It's like, well, if we're just going to ridiculously spend money willy-nilly on all these pet projects, we can totally fund freaking search for Bigfoot in the Black Hills.
Yeah.
And just be like, I'm gonna spend my entire campaign, like my entire my term as governor, being in the Black Hills looking for it. Like I won't even be here. Like,
where's the lieutenant governor?
We're trying to find Governor Baldwin today, but he is on day 4 of his hike into the Black Hills looking for Bigfoot.
Oh my god.
I'd probably go down as one of the best governors.
Yeah. Like, he didn't really do a lot in Pierre, but man, he got pretty close to finding Bigfoot.
They're like, anytime a governor's doing nothing, that's a good day.
He's like, I collected 5 different poop samples, and I'm going to find it out what they belong to.
Send these to the state lab. The one complaint is we're not testing enough evidence at the state lab anymore. It's all going to Bigfoot poop. There's a backlog at the state lab.
There's some sort of log at the state lab. I'm glad I got to join you guys for this conversation.
Oh yeah. So what else is there to talk about?
I think I covered everything for convention. Oh, you know what else I got? We'll auction this off. Everyone's always jealous of, or that's not it. Everyone's always jealous of Ashley's "Don't Tread on Me" rainbow flag. So I got one. We'll throw it in the auction.
Are they collecting yearly dues at that? Or I don't know how all that works. Like, but is that a time that you can do that? Yeah. Okay.
Or you can just go to the website too if you want.
I was gonna say, I think last year, like right before convention, I just PayPal the thing. Yeah. But
I had Daryl. Daryl says he's gonna be bringing the Square card reader. So if anyone wants to,
make sure he has the right number in there before you swipe your card.
Yeah.
The state party's bank account's gonna be looking real nice when he adds a couple extra zeros every time he swipes a card on there.
Well, there ain't gonna be that much to add a zero on mine. That's why I'm never worried about credit card fraud. There's nothing on there. You can't, you go steal it and swipe it, you're gonna get laughed at.
Yeah. You're just gonna be embarrassed because it's like, yeah, this is declined.
Yeah, right. How dumb are you now? How dumb do you look now? Oh,
yeah. Shit. That's the best way to fight identity fraud. Max out as many credit cards as you can. That way, nobody can ever take any money from you.
Look, I'm living my life like the government. If it can be put on a card, it's going on a card. And then when the bills are due, I'm just telling my creditors, it's like, dude, I can't default on the debt. Like, you understand this, right? Like, my employer doesn't understand that.
But you understand how many people would be out of a job if I default on my credit cards?
Right.
I don't think that's how this works, sir.
I'm too big to fail.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary on YouTube about Ponzi schemes, and they're like top 5 Ponzi schemes ever. And they went down the list. The first one, they talked about the original guy. Like, I think his name was Charles Ponzi. And then the 5th one was Bernie Madoff. Everybody's heard of that one. But then he's like, but wait, I've got a special 6th Ponzi scheme for everybody. The biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of the planet. That makes Bernie Madoff look like a joke. And then he popped up a screen of the Federal Reserve. He's like, technically, the Federal Reserve System in the United States is the biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of the world, where they basically are paying off debt with the new investors' money. And if they don't have enough to pay it off with new investors' money, they just print money to make up the difference.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how the Federal Reserve System works. So there you go. There's your top 6. I was like, damn, dude. We're living in the biggest Ponzi scheme ever.
I'm not too concerned about my daughter's math homework. I'll be like, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I mean,
just round it.
Just round it around. I mean, eventually you'll get to where you need to be.
It's like that. You guys ever watch Seinfeld back in the day? But anyway, there's an episode. He's like, just write it off. He's like, what do you mean write it off? He's like, all these companies do that. They just write it off. He's like, what is a write? You don't even know what a write off is. What is a write off?
Is that the same episode where he keeps showing up to a job that he was never hired for? And
it could be. I know it's Kramer that's talking about writing it off, and Jerry's like, what are you talking about? Write it off.
Yeah. He's like, you can't get in trouble for that. It's a write-off. Like, what?
What I love is how these businesses, and this ain't even no joke, but especially with like medical debt and shit, it's like these companies do write it off, but they don't write it off of your debt, and they don't write that shit off of your background. They got that balance off of their books. But it ain't like you got to just go ahead and fucking slide on that shit.
Well, it's the same as like when you think about, think of like a big car dealership that like gets like just crapped on with like a bad hailstorm. Well, all their inventory might be damaged, so they get a bunch of insurance money for it. But then they can still sell all those vehicles too. So I mean, they're really making the money twice essentially.
And I will say, like one thing about like the student loan thing that I feel like we should be able to do, and I don't even really consider it non-libertarian really, but like you can declare bankruptcy on like any other kind of loan, house, mortgage, any kind of debt you could possibly think of, medical bills, credit cards, cars, car payments, whatever. Like you can declare bankruptcy. But when it comes to like student loans, it's like they know it's a scam though. That's why, because they know that if you were smart, honestly, if you went to school and it was some expensive ass school where you were paying 30, 50 grand a fucking year to go to it, and at the end of 4 years you owe $200,000, like why would you pay that? Like you would just literally go down, and pay a lawyer and file for bankruptcy. And that, I mean, hey, it might give you bad credit for 10 years or whatever, but like people would do that. and that's why they won't let you do that.
Here's what they should do. Because I mean, if you file bankruptcy like on your house or your car, they take away your house or your car. They're like, well, we should start taking away degrees. Like, listen, you're not a bachelor in that anymore. Like, it's just like if you already have a job, then you can't have.
Sorry, that gender studies degree is gone, Mister.
Gone. You don't get it anymore. Like you don't know anything because I took that back.
Yeah. Speaking of bankruptcy, Alex Jones' favorite radio host, Alex Jones of InfoWars, filed for bankruptcy yesterday ahead of his trial for Sandy Hook. He claims that he only has $50,000 in his bank account and he owes $10 million in liabilities. How do you feel about that, Adam? Can I InfoWars gonna even survive?
Can I borrow a line from conservatives to be like, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes?
Yeah, so
that guy had that coming for a long time.
It sounds like he just hit a bunch of assets real quick.
So Alex Jones might be back down to just himself and like us with a microphone on our couch soon here.
Maybe. You know, the thing was, like, I actually used to like him back when it was like just like conspiracy theories and stuff, because I always enjoyed conspiracy theories. But then, like, he just became insane, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm like when all you do is scream over people, I cannot stand it. Like, it is so obnoxious.
Adam, whoa.
And the New World Order is coming for you. I'm like, he's talking like a professional wrestler. It's like, what are you gonna do when the Illuminati runs wild on you, brother? It's like, all right, chill out.
Well, Illuminati got him.
Yeah. I think he was a part of it the whole time. That's what I think. I think Alex Jones was behind 9/11, to be honest with you.
This is a pretty popular conspiracy. A lot of people say that he is working for the secret society because he makes conspiracy theorists seem crazier than they need to be seemed like.
That's the South Park thing, wasn't it? Like, where they're like, we want people to think that we're behind it so that they think we're smart enough to be able to pull something like this off, and then the people are scared about it, even though we didn't do anything. Yeah.
How come they haven't done a South Park episode on Alex Jones? It's like a long time coming. You think they would?
What?
Maybe they're big.
They can make an episode in a day, so just give it time. Maybe this bankruptcy thing will be the thing that triggers it.
I feel like they got Cartman, and it's kind of the same.
I think they kind of did like nod at him quite a bit in that back in the day with that 9/11 conspiracy episode.
Man, I forgot that episode. There's so many episodes I can't even remember them all now.
Well, yeah, where they were like Cartman was just trying to blame 9/11 single-handedly on Kyle.
Yeah,
seems likely.
Did you like that new episode where like they're all older now and everything?
Oh, the COVID ones, yeah.
Yeah, and like Cartman's like good now, and he's got a wife and family.
He's a Jewish guy.
He's Jewish.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was great.
I actually just watched those again today. I was working on stuff, and so I had those playing in the background. It's kind of funny because in the one future, Cartman's got the wife, the kids, and then they go back and change everything, right? And Cartman's now homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we fixed everything.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, so convention Saturday. We'll see who's running. I think we're going to have a governor candidate. We're going to have a U.S. Senate candidate. We're probably going to have a U.S. House candidate. I'm hoping we can fill some of those legislature spots.
Is Corgan still going to run then?
Last I heard, he was not.
Oh, I was really excited about that.
Yeah, I know, right? He had been running for freaking like a year prior to. Like,
he's a good dude.
I think his district got gerrymandered or something. Did they change the districts yet, or are they changing?
I don't think that's taken effect yet.
Okay.
No, they did already.
Oh yeah.
So my district now goes all the way down to freaking Dakota Dunes.
Oh really?
Yeah, but it's weird. So like everything I'm on, it's like I'm on everything, like west of what is that, 29?
The interstate?
Yeah, and then everything east of I-29 is like a different district.
Mm-hmm.
But mine used to not go all the way down to Dakota Dunes. They used to end at Vermilion, but now it goes all the way down there.
Crazy. I don't know mine if it improved or not. I don't know if mine changed a whole lot. I don't get why mine clips the south end of Sioux Falls. That doesn't make any sense. It's pretty much the 3 small town suburb areas south of Sioux Falls. And then they're like, we're going to clip like 10,000 people in Sioux Falls too. That way, because I mean, I live in a red district, so they clip those 10,000 people.
Well, I think one of the
reds.
That's because one of the dumb things about districting in general, or at least from my perspective, is it's all based on like population.
Mm-hmm.
not like geographic features or, you know what I mean? Because like obviously, look, the river splits the state, right? So if you were going to design a district, it almost makes sense to me to split it at the middle of the state, right? Or like, or whatever, you know, I don't know, but it's based on population, not.
Yeah.
So if they need 10, like there was talk of whatever, I think it's District 16, Yankton, the next district over. There was one of the proposals was to take Vermilion into that district, and it's like, what? Like, why would that? Well, we need the population or whatever, and it's like, that didn't make any sense to me, but.
Yeah, I think I got lucky with my whole deal just because, and I think even after the redistricting, District 5 didn't change at all, where it's like, it's just Watertown, not any of the small towns around here, whatever, but just Watertown, which is nice. So
yeah, only got one county fair that way. So you only got one county fair that way.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, I guess give you the old Midwest goodbye. It's like, well, suppose.
I tell you guys what, I'll see what I can do to try to get there. But as of right now, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it this weekend. But I do miss you guys. I do miss hanging out with you and talking with you. So I would like to see you, regardless that I'm not running for anything.
We'll just call you if you're not there.
Just hold the phone up the whole time, just like, so you know. That was like at the last convention, Colin kept, because I had complete misinformation of what time the thing was starting. So like I'm trying to get to Sioux Falls, and he's like, "Hey, where are you at? Where are you at? We're about to start doing this. Where are you at?" And I'm like, "Dude, I am trying to get there."
Like, we can't start without you, man.
Yeah.
Adam, he lives in like an hour and a half from Sioux Falls, but he just couldn't figure out the time. I mean,
got to be fashionably late. Or just confused late. That's what it was for me.
As long as you're there by the time we're nominating candidates, you're good to go. We'll get you in there.
I can skip past that part.
Well, we got some good guest speakers. Show up at the end. Bid on some items.
I'll see if my kids are taken care of. That's what I was thinking, is that I might have to be on dad duty. So,
they can come. Good times for everyone.
Yeah, just give them some headphones and a Nintendo Switch, and maybe we'd be all right.
Yeah, there you go. Give them the old babysitter.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me come on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start joining you guys more often if you'll have me.
Yeah, if we're doing shows.
Well, one thing we're gonna do is as soon as we get this convention done, we're going to interview all the candidates. So depending on how many candidates we got a good 10, 12 episodes coming at you this summer before November. Try to give every candidate like an hour-long show to give us their opinions on everything.
I would like to help you guys with that. I'd like to help you guys form some questions and form a good Q&A with them. That I can help with.
Nice.
Well, we're legendary procrastinators, so we'll take your questions.
Yeah.
It's like 10 minutes before the show. It's like, I'm just writing out some questions here.
So what is your name?
What does it? That's kind of how I felt when I was interviewing that Sean Natchke. I didn't do a whole lot of prep work on that. And it's just like, so, what does a city council person do? Exactly.
What do motorcycles look like?
You were a construction worker. That's neat. That's real neat.
Do you use hammers?
I think we did a good job winging that one.
Yeah, we did wing that, but yeah, we did pretty decent.
God damn it, I think of a question that will last 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. Here I am mixing up who fucking does property taxes. I was like, so what about property taxes? Well, that's more of a county commissioner. Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. All right. I'll let you go. We'll see y'all Saturday.
See
Be
ya.
there, be square. Yeah, I didn't have nothing else. We
Yeah,
get
me
out
either.
of here.
All right. Well, I don't think we have any sponsors right now. So if you want to sponsor this show that's on once a month, I don't know, email us at Hedgehog Watchdog. What is their email? Is it
At
Hedgehog
Gmail?
Watchdog or is it 605?
Nah,
Oh my
I think
god.
it's hedgehogwatchdog at Gmail.
Nice. Yep. All right.
All right, we'll
Final
see you guys
words?
next time.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have none.
Me either. Let's just have an awkward ending. Peace out.
Later.
We'll see you next time when we'll see you at the convention in Chamberlain, South Dakota. Arrowwood Resort, right?
Yep, Arrowwood Cedar Shore Resort. It's fancy.
Yeah. It's really good. We got a really good deal. And there's gonna be free food.
Heck yeah.
Or free appetizers. All right, peace.
Later.